Chivo, soO. Triumphant Song Gaming, HerO.
Triumphant Song Gaming.
Yeah. And Ocean Gaming and Chivo and Brave Stars Gaming.
Triumphant Song is like whatever the jingle is when you win in a Japanese RPG.
Oh, yeah. That actually might be it.
Yeah.
I could see that. Some very interesting team names from the Chinese team scene.
Yes. Okay. So far, pretty standard stuff here between these two guys. Looking at the record of these two players, wow, soO really dominating him in Legacy of the Void. But
yeah.
Also just a winning record overall. I actually thought it would be a little bit closer than that, but I guess considering, you know, soO is in some ways probably eliminated more people in GSLs than almost anybody else.
Yeah,
when you think about how well he's done and how many finals he's been to.
That's actually a very good point. I believe that the... Oh, God, I heard a stat that, like, the most wins in GSL actually is SOS. I'm not 100% sure on that, but, like...
Really? In GSL, it's SOS?
I believe he has the most wins in GSL.
If that's true, I'm really surprised.
Like
I feel like that can't be, but then...
But when you look at it, right, like, soO has gotten far so many times, Innovation far so many times. These are kind of the players that are really, really high up there. And soO, I mean, obviously, with 6 finals, he had 6 seasons where, like, he beat basically everybody. So he has to be up there as well. Anyways, it is a Stargate opener here. Not super surprised to see that on King's Cove, because, you know, if you try to do something like a robo opener, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. It's very hard to get aggressive on this map in that way. But with the Stargate opener, you do have some options, right? You can go into one of those bigger macro games, which I think is what soO would be very comfortable with. But there's other builds too. Like, for instance, you could go for a Glaives build behind this, or I mean, the charge builds are pretty gone. Glaives builds are pretty popular at the moment. But he's trying to do something maybe slightly tricky, because he is making that Stalker. And when you see the Stalker, you wonder, is there a Stargate?
Yeah, it can usually telegraph some form of, you know, deception. I don't want to get spotted or scouted right away. Phoenix is about to come out now.
Yeah, is he going to actually send the Phoenix immediately to kill the Overlord?
Looks like it, yeah.
Okay.
He's going to come and get rid of this immediately.
Yeah, he's not trying to be too sneaky or anything.
Yeah, Zerg's just staying back and droning up as much as he can. It's been a pretty passive game to start things off. We have 2 gases being taken, actually, excuse me, just 1 being taken. There it is, the second one, over at the natural. Immediately after that, Overlord's killed, so he could not be scouted. Protoss trying to create as much ambiguity as possible about what his true intentions are here.
So a second Oracle gets started right away. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, this is all very textbook.
Yeah. There has been kind of a resurgence of these, like, 3-4 Oracles in the early game against Zerg. I believe Classic was the first one we saw doing that in recent times, just kind of flying around killing drones
in big
for a
tournament
very long
matches,
time.
yeah.
Oh, nice catch right here.
Oh, and actually the denial there on the extractor. Oh my God, he's actually not quite splitting correctly, but he still does get kills on that. 5 kills, and the Oracle is going to get out.
That's...
Oh,
is it?
Yes,
Oh
okay, yeah, he does, yeah.
Yeah. 5 kills is really, really nice there. Really nice. Okay, so Forge, Robo, and Twilight on the way. We should be seeing a 3-base build here from HerO. See if he goes into Archon drops. Would not be surprised about that. But with the Forge, oh, and another Oracle as well.
So continuing to pull this. Some nice masking, though. Just has that 1 come out. So we're going to see a lot more damage come in here right away. 3 paired up at once.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now, the Overlord's going to come in here and try to scout. A really well-timed Stalker is warping in the main to try to deny that. But really, even if you scout this, you're not going to know that these Oracles are coming. There's nothing that you could come in here and look for.
They actually just flew over at Zergling, so I think he's going to be able to move his Queens into a decent position. But with a lift and 3 Oracles, you are going to get a lot of drone kills here before you lose them all. Hopefully the hurt one's in the back and not the one on the right there.
Yeah, he should have
it
it
is the one on
properly
the right.
rotated. Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's kind of the one that's most likely to be hit first because it's slightly in the lead.
Okay, he rotates that over there. Yeah. Great targeting. That's actually a little bit weird with the queen picked up like this. It's harder to click on those drones.
Yeah, it is.
But coming in there, and I don't think he's finished yet. He's going to get a few more kills.
Yeah, that flyby didn't do quite as much as I think he was looking for, but 8 drones is really legit as well to lose only 1 Oracle there.
Yeah, and he'll have those 2 remaining Oracles to tag the army and keep checks on what's going on. There's a third base that's been taken as well, or it's being taken, excuse me. And it appears that HerO's just setting up for a very proper late game here.
Yeah.
There's nothing fancy. I really expected something a little bit different, but so far HerO looks great.
And I know I was kind of saying that I think that this plays into soO's hands a little bit, and I do think it does a little bit, but this map, again, it's really hard to kill someone on this map. It's very easily defensible. And with the amount of damage that he's done with his Oracle harassment, I think that gives him a really reasonable shot here, even though we are going into that kind of macro game. You can't be unhappy with this opening.
No, this is looking great.
Eventually you just have to be happy about something. This opening is one of those things. So Hydraling Bane, looks like it is going to be the unit set of choice here for soO. Very strong set of units, really what you want to get into here as Zerg.
Yeah, tempo-wise, these guys are both keeping a nice pace here. I wouldn't say anybody's clearly ahead of the other. I mean, HerO's had some successful harasses, but he did suffer some losses in that process.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Zerg is going to be limping through the mid-game here anymore.
No, he's catching his stride at the moment. We're up at a reasonable amount of workers. He's still adding some in there as well, getting his Baneling speed, sending that creep spread out. That's very, very important here as well.
And I don't think there's anything that really incentivizes the Zerg to attack the Protoss here.
No.
On this map specifically, it's like, you're pretty safe on 3 bases.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to attack up the hill here, you're either going to throw the game or you were so far ahead, there was like 4 different ways you could have won this game. So, probably don't want to see that. Saint Robo coming up. HerO is really getting himself set up here for this, for a very strong mid to late game.
So Psystorm is on the way. Again, the Oracles are going to try to come through here. Not going to be enough.
Yeah. And soO's doing exactly what he needs to do, which is take 1 additional base. It'll be interesting to see if he waits to try to pounce on a 4th base of HerO here.
Okay, and we're probably going to have that as the next
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, I mean, I feel like trying to attack it to the 3rd or the 2nd would really be an exercise in futility. I mean, it's just such a box-off location. With Hydra Bane versus Force Fields and Psystorm, it's like you're never going to win that fight. That's the Protoss's dream, is to have you attack him there. Where the 4th base is actually a very wide and open area. And you can get a lot of very good angles in here to attack. Now, HerO, being cognizant of this, has already set up some booby traps on the map to try to stun the Banes as they come in so he can dice up the armies and pick his fights accordingly.
Yeah, now look at this. He's clearing out these rocks, which I think is amazing. soO wants flow with his units right now, and he is teching up immediately into Broodlords, which is smart. But if he decides to really go with this attack, I think he needs to keep it up for a little bit. You need to reduce these high-tech units, which will make HerO replace them, which will slow down him getting into Tempest. And if you can nail all that, then a Broodlord push on that 4th base could be a game ender.
Yeah, that's a great way to close it out. Now, when this attack starts to happen, we really want to watch and see how and what the Banelings connect to in the fight. Because the Banelings are the initial burst damage, and then the Hydras are there to start to clean up the weakened, softened units with that high DPS that they have here.
Yeah, right now it seems like he's playing a defensive style overall, right? He's got a decent creep spread. He's going to stay probably in a bit of a concave. Looks like he might utilize the high ground a little bit here as well. That could be a smart move. Oh, I kind of like that. Setting up some stasis forwards as he goes. That allows him to...
Oh, that was not a great stasis there. Good Psystorms on both sides. The Templars still completely untouched.
Yeah, like a kind of an intelligent flank there, but HerO was super duper ready. Look at this, immediately with the warping in the main base.
Yeah, HerO handling this with such grace, not overextending either. There's so many zealots here in the main doing tons of damage, and the push continues over here towards the 4th.
Oh my god, there's so many Immortals in there right now. He's gonna go ahead and try to flank this. A lot of Lings and Banes getting on top of those High Templar.
Completely annihilates that army.
Oh my god.
The Hydra's just decimating those Immortals.
All the important units there going down. The Greater Spire is not in the main base. So even though these Zealots are doing some pretty big damage,
oh my God,
they're not going to get the most important
kill one of these buildings.
He's not going to kill anything, is he?
No.
Everything in the red. If you were Terran, you'd have to repair these.
Yeah, I mean, damaging a hive is like definitely not some mission objective in this fight. This is really bad for HerO now. His Robotech has been totally reset. Those Immortals he was making the entire game back down to 0 now.
His Templars are gone too. It's a terrible situation. You know what? HerO, like, he was playing an almost amazing game, or he was playing an amazing game until that last part. Because keeping your army near soO's 4th base and acting like it's going to attack is insanely powerful because it buys your Zealots in the main base a lot of extra time, right? But then he actually attacked. And that's like you're attacking on creep against Lingbane Hydra, and you don't actually have the full army there anymore. And as soon as you lose the technicality of your army, it allows these Broodlord pushes to just get you. You have to replace those units or you die to Lingbane Hydra, which means you can't really get into Tempest. He has no bank. He doesn't have Tempest tech. He's making Immortals against Broodlords right now. That's exactly what we're seeing. He doesn't even have Blink. This is a terrible situation for HerO.
That's a good point. Yeah, in fact, he just now starts Blink here.
Yeah. That's kind of what you do in a situation like this. But that's going to be very, very late.
Okay, well, we have a pretty ambitious push coming in here. Let's see how much damage this can actually do. Again, the Hydra is doing so much damage back there. We need to see some more Psy Storms here. Now, Broodlords, excuse me, are very well positioned on the high ground here, which basically makes Protoss having any foothold in this position on the map an impossibility.
Yeah, this is very tough. He's going to have to start trying to harass at the sides and whatnot.
Oh, good surround here.
Oh, man.
We need a recall or something if he gets a few more lings to just catch this.
I don't think he even has time.
Oh, my God.
Such a tough situation. He brings up his Stalkers, but again, Blink not quite ready.
Yeah.
In this type of situation, like, the army of soO cannot be beaten right now.
Yeah, unless soO is to overextend here, stroll out of his base and just get out positioned. Blink about 70% finished.
I tell you.
Oh, my God.
I don't know about this move up right now.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I guess he is hitting before Blink.
Thing is, if he keeps the Banelings underneath the Broodlords, then Blink is just like, okay.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, great dodging here. He's baited out enough of these Psy Storms. We're getting to the point where he's going to have to commit. Again, Blink's so close to finishing.
Yeah, it's getting right up there. Some good Psy Storms do go down.
10 seconds out. The Banes are not being left under the Broodlord, so maybe he's got a shot, but this is a lot of damage. And in fact, I don't even know if I think that at this point in time, it's actually a blink away from the Banes, so this is almost a certainty that this Nexus is going to be taken down.
Yeah. Wow, what a great game this was, though, really. I feel like this, he blinks for, that's it. I feel like this game is such a great game to learn from because they both did beautiful, like, you know, en garde, touche, you know, this type of thing. Wow, my speaking skills are going way down right now. But you know, it's one of these games where it was tit for tat. They went back and forth. They both made a lot of brilliant moves, and then HerO overcommitted on creep with his main army. If you pull that main army back, you don't have to rebuild it. He can easily get into Tempest to deal with the Broodlords. Of course, that can get tricky too if you want to go into that late game because Zerg is a bit favored when they get into the real late game.
Right.
But losing that whole army, he didn't have any real options for continued harassment or anything. You know, really throwing that army away is what lost the game.
Let's go into game two. Now, I want to point something out. We were mentioning this earlier on, but look, HerO, he's an excellent player. He's one of the best players there is, but he does not have the best endgame. And we saw that back there. He had actually had everything set up right. He's very good, especially with his builds. His builds are very, very sharp. And he definitely knows what he's doing and why he's doing it, but I don't know if he should be playing late game against soO. Does this kind of music, does this feel like it's like kind of from our childhood?
Yeah. That's why it's so good.
Yeah.
The music I like is the best music.
Yeah.
soO. Triumphant Song Gaming, HerO.
We got an echo in the GSL voice. HerO. Okay, immediate probe scout here.
Yeah, I'm gonna just find the hatchery already down. Maybe he's gonna fake a cannon rush or something. Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, there's no forge here. The Overlord's now coming back.
It's always nice to mix in this kind of fakeness because then, you know, I think that people have started to catch on that, like, for instance, SOS. Okay, he'll run up and he'll make a pylon. You know how you know SOS is going to cannon rush? Is in one of the earlier games in the series, he puts a pylon near your hatchery.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's how you know later on in the series he's going to cannon rush.
Because SOS is one of the players where all the build orders are connected in a series to actually outthink you.
Yeah. SOS is a spider, and he just builds this amazing giant web where he feels all the tingles at the edges, and he knows when there's an ant.
Ooh, I like that. You poet. So the probe is body blocking what would ideally be the third base. The pylon will continue to deny the presence of that.
Yeah, kind of nice. We'll see if soO wants to take the other base. Yeah, it cancels that pylon, goes back. Aha! The robo. So he'll be doing probably an immortal in, all in on this map.
Just an immortal in.
Yeah.
You know. That's what you should call it when it's not an all in. It's just like an in. Well, he's going to go forward.
He's going to be immortal in.
Yeah. Well, I actually think this has a higher chance of going better for HerO because the other kinds of builds you probably. Well, I mean, just more standard play. I just don't feel like that's HerO's niche. I understand that as a player, you know, you're trying to get all the different approaches kind of hammered down here. I mean, one thing that is so scary, since we were talking about SOS earlier, is the fact that he can kind of just do anything, and it's going to go well. He can play totally insane, or he can just be a very standard style. Did that not scout that?
It did scout
it. It did scout it, okay. But, you know, I think HerO, if he's going to beat soO here, he needs to go into more timing attack-oriented games where he can really utilize how great his control is and how tactically superior he is to a lot of the other players he plays against.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, because I would say that tactically he kind of outplayed soO in that previous game.
Yeah.
It's just he made one wrong decision with your army, and a lot of times that's going to cost you the game. Now, the robo was scouted, right? This makes me wonder if you switch it up. Okay, he's adding 3 gates right now. He is making it more. Okay, he keeps adding gates. I guess not. I guess we're not really going to see a switch up here. Is this just going to be like a 1 immortal timing?
Yeah, why not?
Because he's not getting extra gases. He's not really doing much anything. If you're not going to get sentries or charge or glaives, just go. You know, you're not waiting. What are you waiting on? If you're going to get a second immortal, you may as well get an upgrade with it.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I think it's going to be a very tight timing where he's just going to come out and start swinging. And do we have that Warp Prism out on the map yet? I believe he's just now beginning to push. Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
And so this is going to be a very early attack. As the Roach Warren finishes, let's watch and see what exactly is going to be made here by soO.
Roaches.
And how many he's going to have, though, because that one immortal here, we want to watch that very carefully.
Yeah, he's making a lot of stalkers here as well, so obviously that's going to be helpful against these incoming roaches. Not that many lings out right now.
And immediately the attack starts. Yeah, it appears that he's sacking this, at least for now.
Well, this is so all in by HerO. He's got so few probes. He doesn't have gases at his natural, you know? Right. What you see is what you get. HerO's not planning for retirement right now.
Okay, nicely done. He isolates the 2 queens. So they're most certainly going to be taken out. The glaives are now going to be, I'm sorry, not the glaives, the biles right now are being used to combat force fields and not to try to snipe off the Warp Prism.
He's going to be able to pick off this hatchery pretty easily.
And that's just step 1 of winning this game.
Yeah.
But he needs to get a little bit further than this.
Look at that, though. Actually, a nice surround there with those broodlings. Fortunately, he's losing a big chunk of his production with that hatchery going down.
The Immortal's still in good shape.
Throwing on those vials, making him reposition a little bit. Some more lings coming back right now.
He has not had another warp in just yet.
Ooh, actually hits with the bile right there. Look at that. He starts the other hatch knowing that this has been held.
Yeah, that's some confidence.
It's like, get out of here. The only thing he wishes here is that HerO could see the ghost image of the hatchery to know how confident he is. Can you imagine how bad manner that would be if you could see ghost images of things that were going to be built? That would be like dropping mules are for Terran. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just like Like Ghost Nexus, like
You're
5
like
Nexus
microing this
in your
guy's like,
face.
I've already got this.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Get out. Okay. Well, this is actually going nicely. It looks like HerO's going to try to redirect the game into more economy play. He's continuing to make 2 probes at a time. He's going to fly around the map with 2 Immortals in the Warp Prism to try to just snipe off whatever he can get.
Yeah, you have to do something like this.
Yeah, I mean, if you have it, you better use it, right? Now, I don't believe we're going to have any major warp-ins or any kind of pushes with this because it's going to be very easy for Ravagers to snipe this down. Actually, you know what? No, let me take that back. He's actually moving out again. He's made a few more probes, but then he stopped again. He's just making a few more gateways here and making Immortals. So he wanted just like a total of 4 more probes, and then he's going to try to do a second all-in.
He's actually adding a forge.
Oh,
so
then never mind.
We might get it even longer. It seems that way.
It's just odd because he started probes and then he stops and he
right?
makes a forge. It's like, okay, what do you want exactly here?
Yeah, he's kind of all over the place with that. That's for sure. Lings actually pick off that probe that was at the base, so that kind of hiccups any strategy for moving forward here. You know, the one thing I guess that he's doing very well is forcing more and more units to be made by soO rather than workers.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I just wonder if he's like forcing so many units that he's, you know, maybe the attack can actually kill him. But there is a prism with Immortals.
Nice counterattack here with these Lings. Fortunately for HerO, he does have an army down here that can drive this away. And so Protoss is going to be getting a 3rd base here.
Sometimes it's just funny to see how much is attacking Immortals, and they're like, no, we have this barrier thing. It's
they're
really
like, we have shields too. It's
yeah. We actually have decent health and a prism to get us out of here. So
you wouldn't believe how much damage we can take here.
And deal.
Okay, the Lings will once again try to come in here for a counter. Clearly, though, HerO is already prepared. And we have probes being made again. This is so funny how he's kind of gone back and forth with, you know, what he's been trying to do, but
he's like a sine wave of probes.
Yeah. He's like zigzagging in and out of economy play while he's harassing. Well, I mean, soO is not stopped making roaches, and he's continuing to get more Ravagers here. And it looks like soO wants to try to seesaw this into a counterattack. Now, where's that Warp Prism? I actually cannot find it. Oh, I think it's actually flying back home. I thought this would be a good moment to try to drop there, but I guess when you have this many roaches and Ravagers, you probably need all the Immortals you can get in one place.
If he doesn't have, if he doesn't have this prism, he's not going to hold this.
Oh!
Yeah, slowing everything down. He needs to whittle down a bunch of this. Because right now it's going to be very hard to actually dodge these Biles. Biles coming down. He's doing a decent job dodging, but he does get hit a few times.
Yep, loses one of those. The shield batteries are only going to be a temporary thing here to try to get him to sustain in this fight.
Oh my God, soO pushing forward so much. We have those unpowered shield batteries in the front. Really painful to see, but look how many Immortals he has!
Oh my God, he's continuing to press through, but yeah, as long as the Immortals are alive, you have to assume that Protoss has a real shot.
Oh my God, 5 Immortals being juggled.
Okay, there's still more roaches being made here. Again, it's hard to juggle all these in here, but it looks like HerO's actually holding this off.
Yeah, just pushing forward now with these 5 Immortals. Can you imagine Protoss being played by Archons? Like if Zest had a prism here and HerO had a prism here?
Okay, I mean, again, he needs more beefy units here to try to push through here. I mean, you can see the pendulum sort of swing back over as that's it. GG, HerO wins. The counterattack from soO has failed.
Wow. He was so all in with that first push, but he did get the hatchery. soO with a stronghold. But the counterattack, you know, he kept up the harassment and everything. HerO kind of skated the line, making units. Seems like he could have attacked if soO did not make enough units, and then soO decided to pull the trigger. Unable to break through, though. Really nice micro from HerO there at the end.
Yeah. Okay, so HerO's got a real shot. Despite the the time and attack not working. He kind of put soO in a position where soO really just continued to try to mass produce, and soO thought, wait a minute, okay. If you're taking a 3rd base, I should be able to kill it. But, you know, there were so many probes cut there by HerO.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I want to do in the future of HerO's games that I cast is really try to watch when he starts and stops probes.
He had 31 probes during his first push.
So crazy.
31.
But then he made 4, and then he stopped again. He's like, I'm crazy.
Yeah.
So soO is not able to get a good read. Let's go to a map that's fun to say. Turbo Cruise 84.
Fight!
What kind of cruise? You just wait.
Fastest type of cruise.
Chivo, soO.
This is the whole thing is like people, this whole era is where all the bands from that era kind of sing in the same way, you know?
Yeah. It was a good time.
It was a good time.
Triumphant Song Gaming, HerO.
Then there was bands like Bush, and it was like,
oh, yeah. Quite a few bands.
You can't have bands where they go, you can't have that anymore. That's not a thing.
Bush.
And then there was the punk, yeah, and then there was like the punk bands.
Oh, yeah.
Starcraft. I can't even do the voice. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, of course. I still listen to all that stuff.
Yeah.
I literally have a playlist on my computer called 2002.
Are you serious?
I am not even joking. I just went through.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time recultivating all my, because I had all my music when I moved to Korea on. I got one of those really old iPods because I moved here in 2008.
Yeah.
Right. And I had all my music on it, but I didn't have a computer, right? So that was all my music.
Yeah.
And then I eventually, like, it fell out of my pocket at the airport or something. And, like, I lost it, so I didn't have music for years, but I have regained. And now I listen to my 2002 playlist while I play Starcraft 1, released in 1998.
We know the best times of our Toast's life are right there.
I'm like Fry from that Futurama episode where he has the anchovies.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I only like old things.
Yeah.
I don't like change tasteless.
No, Artosis. You don't have to change. It's
I
okay.
wish we were just playing Daybreak still. You know?
Yeah.
I just wish every...
Super Nintendo was the best console, okay?
Well, that part's true.
Yeah. That was a good console.
Yeah.
A good console. Did you ever have that when you were in school? You know, all the nerds would sit at the lunch table, and then there'd be the guys who would talk about which console was better, and it was totally based off which ones their parents bought them for Christmas, because you're like in middle school, and obviously you can't afford to have your own console.
Yeah. Well, I didn't experience those conversations, but yeah.
You didn't hang out with... Oh, no, you were actually supposed to be like a cool kid when you were younger, right? You like skateboarded and stuff?
I don't know. Maybe a little bit.
Well, but you were a little bit
I was
of a cool
little
guy.
nerd,
Yeah,
little cool.
A little bit cool.
I hung out with cool kids and nerds.
Wow.
Yeah.
A true Renaissance kid, huh?
Yeah, maybe. And then I found Starcraft and didn't hang out with anybody.
Yeah, and started failing out of school. And okay, here comes that first adept. Ooh. He almost didn't get to set up. I'll get you later, drone.
I wonder what the plan is here. A lot of times right now, I feel like I've seen this map vetoed. I feel like it's a pretty decent map for Protoss, really.
Yeah, some of these players are just not having it on this map, so.
I've seen a lot of cheesy play on this map. Not very many games just go like the full distance in a macro. You don't see Hive here that often. I've seen neither a Tempest nor a Carrier here.
Yeah. So the Overlord does get in. That first Phoenix will kill that off, but already some scouting here. I don't know why I thought players were going to try to play around that
green stuff.
That green thing, yeah, that slows them down.
You have to walk so far around to go around it.
Yeah.
Like I see Zerg walk around it with bigger armies later on. I think you kind of need to, because like imagine walking through that and they force field you. It's just like, okay, well.
The Lings still look pretty fast when they run through it, though, you know?
Well, yeah, I guess Lings are pretty fast.
Yeah, they're pretty quick units, yeah.
It's a really good... Yeah, look at that. The Phoenix, which is also fast, looks pretty fast going through it still.
It's not so bad.
Not like as fast, but like,
It's pretty quick.
Like pretty quick, yeah.
Yeah. So that
still faster than like a Queen off creep or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's get a Queen to walk through and just watch.
I know.
Yeah.
Did you see that screenshot of the fungal concussive shell time warped immortal walking through the green things?
I did not see that.
Minus 99.7% speed or something like that. It was on Reddit. It was so funny. My God.
Oh, I gotta see that.
It's like just. It was like just a screenshot. I'd love to see an actual video of it trying to make it through, though. Yeah.
Okay, 5 gates coming down. And Zealot legs with that Templar Archives.
Yeah. So I guess this looks like it's going to be an immortal charge build, is it?
Let's do it.
Right? I mean, not immortal, Archon charge, sorry,
right.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty reasonable build. A lot of roaches being made, though, right
You want to just go for that third over there? Or is there any
I don't think
sense
you're
in going for the natural?
I don't think it's really going to work that well. Just because, like, he's already made 10 roaches, right? So you're kind of already starting to hold it a little bit. He's poking here, trying to see what's happening. This is kind of a nice move by HerO moving out to the third base right now. It's kind of giving a little bit of disinformation to him. Look at that, he's moving out. Here we go. Uh-oh.
Ooh, here we go. Oh, Lynx get inside, though. And a recall. And, oh, that's cute. Okay,
Yeah,
just 3 adepts there. I was wondering, I thought there's no way he's going to recall the whole army
God.
back here. Whoa, okay, he's shoving.
Everything.
All right, the Zealots can't quite get the ideal surface area. Good pick up there, disabling that one Queen. Dropping the Archons on the other side to hit those Ravagers.
Beautiful moves right there. Look at that. Another warp in instantaneously here. Spore coming up for the flank against the Prism, but he will move it out of there. It draws 3 Zealots to the side, though, and that's a non-trivial amount of Zealots. He would love to have those down in this actual battle that matters.
Okay, he's actually going to be able to pick off this Queen now.
Okay, he lost 14 probes during all this, though.
Yeah, well, I think he might have enough momentum, though. Yeah. I might be wrong, but it seems like HerO's doing the damage. The Archons are still alive.
I think you're right. There's only 7 roaches out right now.
Wow. Okay, the drones are being pulled, and that's where this Archon splash is going to be a nightmare. Yeah. This is a tipping point. He did it.
Seems that way. I think these
Archons, it's actually like a little bit low on HP.
Yeah. It's taking a damage on its hull.
All right. Oh, man, that Archon is so close to death. Look at that. Yeah, you didn't lose him. GG.
GV.
GG.
What's V mean?
I don't know.
Well, HerO wins the group. This is not what I was really expecting, but HerO did say that he was feeling confident this season. He looks good right now. There's no question. Yeah. The 31 probe third base kill into defending a giant attack from soO, and then this nicely executed push. Even game 1, he was playing well. He made one wrong move with his main army.
Dude, we've had so many upsets this season. I hope soO can still move on, but